Hey, hey, what's up, everybody? I am your host, Tessa Allen of Spotlight Radio Show on Global Radio Station Street 93.3. Welcome to Thursday Night Live. It's going down. I'm still celebrating 10 years hosting Spotlight Radio Show, which is crazy. It still hadn't sunk into me yet. Hopefully, by the end of tonight or probably by the end of the year. Hey, Roll 29. So hopefully by the end of the year is being set in. So I have a very special guest tonight. She reached out to me on Instagram. We're just gonna get into it once she jumps on. Thank you. I appreciate it. So share this live. Be sure to subscribe to me on Spotify, Spotlight Radio Show on Spotify. You can listen to Spotlight Radio Show on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. I am going to add in. Uh-oh. Okay, Denise, you can send me a request to jump onto the live. You should be able to do that. To send a request. Okay, there we go. Let's see how that works. All right. Hey, Denise.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Great. Thanks for jumping on Spotlight Radio Show Live. So first and foremost, let's just get to know you. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Hamlet, North Carolina. I've been residing in Greensboro, North Carolina for about 30 years.
Okay. Wow. So what do you do?
I'm a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for years. Don't even want to mention the years, but I've been a nurse for some years. Also in my spare time, I have a passion of selling lingerie. So I sell lingerie as my passion. It's one of my secondary income. I'm doing pretty well in it. I also have an event center. So far, I've been having a issue in opening up the banquet hall because it's where I have small gatherings at.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's talk about that. So you have your lingerie business and your banquet hall in the same location?
It is. The lingerie shop is located in Lexington, North Carolina. It's in the center of Lexington, which is it's a building right across from, I would say probably right across from Rusty Roots. It's like 2 blocks down from the police department. I've been here, came here, signed a lease in September of 2020. I didn't start the lingerie business until February of 21. We did the opening of February of 2021 was because we wanted it to, the theme they wanted to give it, that it was love in Lexington. So we decided to open up around Valentine's Day so it can be kind of lucrative for the business as well.
Absolutely.
6 months after in the business, I jumped out on faith and got the upstairs portion, which considered as a banquet hall. It's about 1,700 square footage. And so my idea was to get it started as a banquet hall. So basically I can get people in here as well and start teaching. My idea is to teach people about finances. And to show them how to be lucrative in a business and let your money work for you. Because a lot of us of color do not understand the meaning of money. We will go out and maybe go buy Gucci, but we don't know how to like save the money, stack it, put it in a business, make it grow. Then you go buy your Gucci, or forget about Gucci, just find you someone that can make you a customized suit or customized clothes.
Absolutely.
So I've always been a person that was a go-getter. Always been a person, if my funds get low, I know how to make that money turn and work for me. I've always been that go-getter part, and I've always been the person that you always put a little piece of money back for a rainy day. I'm good at pretty much doing that. But I wanted to get my event, even though it was used for events, that was my idea, was to get my people to come here so I could teach them how to open up a business as well. Because a lot of us feel like if I get this LLC, I'm good. But you really don't need a LLC when you first start out in a business because you're not in that money bracket. But a lot of us feel we got that LLC, we doing something, but we're really not doing anything until we get in that money, that the money bracket that we need to make.
Absolutely.
So I also want to do something with boys because I had a son and I had lost a son several years ago. And I want to do something with boys here. I really wanted to get into, once I heard about a gentleman here that takes on a football team. That was one of the things I wanted to get my money to generate and just generate just so I wanted to take the pressure off him because I know how it is when you're taking care of kids. But anyone that knows me know that my thing is taking care of the elderly people, as volunteer with elderly people and also volunteer for young boys. My name don't have to be out there. All I want to do is just submit it and, you know, let somebody else get the fame for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. So what is the trouble that you're having with your business with the city of Lexington, Davidson County?
Yeah, exactly. What I'm having with it started out being petty. Initially back in, I would go back to July the 14th, 2021. As I stated, I'm 2 blocks down from the police department. I put out a flyer. You know how sometimes when you put flyers out, in order to get people to know who we are, the flyer have to sometimes show us on the flyer to say, hey, you know, I'm in this area, come check me out. So I got this letter, which was a certified letter. This letter states, hey, I think the events you have in here does not go according to the codes. I'm like, okay, I'm shocked. Okay, so 2 days later, I get the same identical letter signed, and it states the same thing, which is very shocking to me. It's really an insult to the intelligence of medical and law enforcement. I have worked with law enforcement for years as a nurse, and for law enforcement cannot communicate with a nurse. To me, I did not understand that at all because I'm like, hey, I'm 2 blocks down. All you had to do was just either pick up the phone and say, hey, Denise, Miss Lord, I need you to come here. I need to talk to you about something. Or you could have drove down here, or either you could have told me to walk up there and talk to you about it. So when I had this event, he was took their time in signing the ABC commissioner documentation for me to get the ABC permit. At that time, we had just gotten a little bit over COVID, but we were still in COVID. And I have a friend that owns Prestigious Barbershop. So he had a couple of adults that wanted to come to, you know, go to the school, but they couldn't afford it. I said, well, this is what we'll do. We have this event, you get the alcohol, and what we do, you take the funds from the alcohol. Don't worry about me. Just let's get these kids, get these adults in this class so they can get their barber license. So unfortunately, that fell through. I would call down there and say, hey, you know, have the chief already signed the license, the permit? They stated no. I call again. Young lady stated, well, the chief said he's going to have to run your record. I'm like, what? And so I called Raleigh and I'm like, Miss P, I'm not going to call her whole name. I said, Miss P, I said, you know, I need you to explain something to me. I thought that when a person put in an application to the ABC commissioner, that you check our background once we get a documentation of our record, you look at it. She said, yes, that is correct. I said, well, the chief of police has submitted that he has to look at my record before he signed my license. She said, no, let me make the phone call, let them know that we are the only one that does this. But he held my license to like the documentation until like the day before. And it's like a running out of time. So she was like, you know, Beulah, if you can get it here, I will work with you and I'll try to push it forward. So
Mhm.
I get the document. We drive it to Raleigh. Unfortunately, it was some things on there that wasn't, signed in the right
Mhm.
area. And, she did say, Denise, I did try. So next time, try to get in here early. After that, I never tried anymore because to me, it's a petty game.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I just, it's just, I don't feel comfortable in when people throw stumbling blocks for you to
Uh-huh.
fail.
Yes. Yeah,
Um,
they want you to give up. They want you to
they want
quit.
me to quit, but guess what? I ain't going nowhere.
Mhm. I know that's
I'm
right.
in it for the long run. So,
Yes.
but after that, you know, the fire marshal had came in and checked the fire extinguishers and stuff like that. It took us about 8 months to get the place up to par, which I had
Mhm.
Thomas Enterprise to do some of the work that was up there. So it took him about 7, 8 months to get everything together. And so it was just by luck. Well, by the grace of God, the assistant
Mhm.
fire marshal had came up. And so he was checking everything, and he was like, y'all need to get the fire extinguisher, everything charged. I said, you know what? I finished with the
Mhm.
second floor. Would you, if you don't mind, would you come up and just take a look at second floor and let me know
Right.
what you think, give me your opinion on what you think. I
Mhm.
didn't say opinion, I said expertise. you
Yes.
know.
Okay.
So he went upstairs and he was like, yes. He looked around. He said, but I tell you what, you put this fire extinguisher over here, put this fire extinguisher over there. He was
Mhm.
very professional. And so I took notes. So he's like, to me, it'll pass. I
Yes.
don't see where it can hold you back from our end on the fire marshal end. Now,
Okay.
again, this is the assistant fire marshal.
Mhm.
So at that time, he told me what I would need to do in order for me to get the inspectors up here. So I had a hard time getting on the computer. So what I did, I called there and I said, hey, if I come to City Hall, would you show me how to get online so I can get the documents filled out? So
Yes.
unfortunately, the zoning person came out and said, well, the inspector's not here. Um, why don't you wait and we'll come down there and see you, but go ahead and fill out the documentation and we'll sign it.
Mhm.
Okay. I signed these documentations and
Yes.
so the zoning person calls me and says, Denise, we're going to come down there and look at your documentation and make sure everything is correct and filled
Mhm.
out correctly on your documentation.
Okay.
He comes down, they come like 5 deep. Um, 3 inspectors, the 2 fire marshals,
Mhm.
and the zoning person. Well, 5. It was 2 inspectors, the zoning person, and 2 fire marshals.
Okay.
Okay. No one asked to look at my documentation. They said, let's go
Wow.
upstairs. So I goes upstairs. The first thing, everyone is like looking. So, because it was the building, the space was not of the part, it looked totally different when I got up there. I made
Mhm.
it look girly because
Okay.
it was going to be an event space with the soft lavender color.
Okay.
So we get upstairs. The first thing Mr. Cranford says is, you can't make this into event space because I don't even know if the floors are strong enough. So, and
Yeah.
then I was like, what do you mean you don't think the floor is strong enough? I said, I'm not renting this
Mhm.
space for storage. I'm renting
Right.
this space to do business here. And so then he goes on to mention, oh, well, it's a legal bathroom in the back. The bathroom is not supposed to be there. I say, no, the shower is not
Wow.
supposed to be there. I said, well, it's not a shower back there. The landlord had that
Mhm.
shower removed because it was not put in properly. We have already talked
Mhm.
about that. Well, how did you know it was a shower there if you never
Right.
been here? And
Okay.
so have you been up here when it was a tattoo shop and when they had
Mhm.
karaoke up here? So
Right.
then
Wow.
he says to me, I said, well, if the floors are not strong enough,
Mhm.
what are you gonna do about it? He's like, well, you're gonna have to get some plans and so I went out and I had one gentleman that did come up. He came up from Greensboro. He told me, he said, oh, this is a simple fix. I can get the plans. It's nothing to this. This is an old building. We can get everything grandfather. This man told me somehow or another the man got spooked. I'm just gonna be honest with
you. So
would
that be the landlord's job though, to fix the floor?
It's not the floor. The whole time it's not the floor. It's just they want to bamboozle me and say it's the floor. So after the first architect, after he couldn't get in touch with, he told me he couldn't get in touch with the police, that they was playing phone tags. So I reached out to the chief of the inspector and said, look, you know, Mr. Such and Such has been trying to reach you so we can get these plans going, because he says it's a simple fix. He was like, well, he hadn't tried to call me. After he told me that, I tried to call the architect back. He wouldn't answer the phone. He wouldn't return her text or anything. So I goes to and asked him, could he refer someone? So he referred a gentleman. I reached out to this gentleman. He said, well, it'll be 2 weeks. And so 2 weeks went by. I called him and I stated, you know, this is the needs from Upper Class Lingerie. Where are you at? You know, have you forgotten about me? Will we come up with a plan next time you come here? He said, oh, Denise, I was just across the street, and it's going to be next year before I get to you.
Wow.
So they have this barbecue festival here. Now the fire marshal, chief fire marshal that came here, she's upstairs walking around. First she comes in here, she talks to my daughter. I sees her on the camera. She's trying to intimidate my daughter. Her composure is like, well, you're not supposed to be upstairs, you know, with this attitude. And then later when I call her and she's like, well, we seen a suspicious person up there. I see balloons up there. Okay, yeah, you see balloons up there. Wow. So I can have small gatherings if I want to. It's my place of business. It doesn't mean it's open to the public, but I can have small gatherings if I want to. And she was like, well, you know, you're not supposed to be up here operating a business. I said, did you ever put it in writing? Because it's just as easy for you or the chief inspector to put those things in writing when a person cannot operate a business. Still from this day, I'm being polite. Still from this day, I'm not operating a business because I'm going by their word, but I do have true documentations that I cannot operate my business till I have this, and that. So
right.
The chief inspector tells me he don't have time to check all the buildings, but they've been in my building 6 times within a year, but you don't have time to check anyone else's building. The fire marshals tell me that it's an active shooter trying to get to the 3rd floor. She want the doors locked when she initially told us that we cannot lock the door. So I told her, no, we're not locking the door. We're going to leave the doors unlocked. If you want the doors locked, you lock the door and you put on there per fire marshal insists that these doors be locked, and you lock it. It's just been one thing after another. The fire marshal had tried to say a couple of the tenants in here had tried to make complaints about me when all of us in here are truly family. Now, we have one young lady that owns a skateboard shop. The fire marshal has come up in here so much, she locks her door. You have to ring the doorbell for her to come down and do business with you, because she feel harassed and also threatened. So it's like, you know, they stopping our money here. I'm not nervous because I'm gonna make my money.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like sometimes I see this many of times, and you probably have seen it. Our people can get a commercial building and they can put it up to par. they are having inspectors coming in there after them continues and
Yes,
continues.
we're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure it's right.
Yes.
Doesn't
And
matter how
we'll
much it costs.
spend money. We'll spend
Yes,
so much money until they're gone. I don't see plenty of brothers do that. Plenty
yes.
of brothers that have lost money fixing up someone else's building. But then you have to ask yourself. I asked myself this question, and someone told me, which was among them, you cannot go on what somebody was doing before you. Yes, I can, because that is an example that you have not been doing your job. Because if the person before me can live in a commercial building and have a tattoo shop and not be required to have the numbers of bathroom that I'm supposed to have, oh yes,
Right.
we don't go back to that part, because that's
Yeah.
evidence you ain't been proactive in your damn job.
That's
And
right.
you know, every time I think about that, I get upset about it, because everybody here, they talk about the lingerie this, the lingerie that. No, it's not about the lingerie. It's about a Black female singly trying to make money in a business, but then you have other people that's trying to stop me from making money.
Especially 2 blocks from the police station.
Two
Oh yeah.
blocks from the police station.
Yes. You're in the spot to see. Oh, we don't want her there.
Exactly.
You're in that spot.
I'm in that
Yeah,
spot.
but yeah.
And you know, it has even the chief of police had, now this is one of the things, chief of police has suggested to the art detector that okay, we can, if she moved the lingerie store upstairs and move the banquet hall downstairs. Now you know where that's going, right?
Yeah,
if
come
I
on.
move upstairs, you really is trying to say, well, maybe she'll lose business and then she can pack up and go. Because no one can see the lingerie store upstairs. But I said, okay, why not?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, could you leave with some of your lingerie, you know, stuff down? Because as I see on the picture, you know, and the glass right there to bring them in.
Yes, I can. But
So,
you know, this is the year of 2023. As a nurse, I cannot treat someone differently, because my scope and my practice is supposed to be life.
Oh, yes. Come on.
If I decide, say for instance, if the fire marshal, the chief, one of them is one of my patients, I still would have to put what you're doing to me in the back and bring you back to the baseline. Because that's the nurse that I am. I don't dig holes for people, but I think for people that have public office or work in the public and they sit here and they try to stagnate people for no reason, I think that they should be handled. Because just like the chief of the inspector said to me that, oh, I don't have time to check buildings. Okay, if that's your job, the North Carolina Department of Insurance, if that's your job, you have to do exactly what your job is calling you to do. If I work for a hospital and a hospital tell me to care for 6 patients, I can't wait to the end of my shift and tell my job that I can only care for 4, because that means I am negligence.
Yes.
And,
absolutely.
You know, I think a lot of us, when we go into business, that we need to start speaking up instead of packing up and making the people happy. We need to start speaking up and letting people know that they are wrong. Because I feel, you know, even though I understand inspections, truly I do. I understand. As a nurse working in a hospital, we go through inspections all the time. I have been a nurse for some of my friends that have group homes, and I understand that inspections. So it's not that I'm gonna argue with them or be defiant with them. I'm gonna be compliant, because I want to do business just like everybody else. The only thing I want is to be able to have the same universal treatment that they give everybody else. I want the same universal treatment. If you let Paul slide with it, you gotta let Denise slide with it. And it's no more than right. Now they telling me I need to get fire sprinkler systems in here. If you look up the code, it tells you whenever the state adopted or whenever the county adopted the sprinkler system, you have to give them 12 years to put it into effect. And that's none of that has been done. And just like I told them, I research too, just like everybody else research. That's what nurses do. And I document everything. Everything I have, I document. So whenever they get ready to pull out this or to pull out that, I have documentations to prove what I have been doing. I have documentations to also show that I have been compliant. That we had a meeting with all the department heads, just me. Then we had Dr. Samara, which is the DEI. We had the mayor, we had this the city manager, and all the department heads was there. Okay. The department head of the inspectors had stated to me, well, Denise, I'm gonna see, Michael Cranford, will he give you the capacity of 49 so you can make some money? 49 is out the door. That's been October. I still don't have 49 because they stuck on this art detector plans. He want to know my art detector, she have license. I mean, it's going back and forth. Can the art detector, I can't see the numbers on the plans. My computer messed up. Can you print them out? And you know, this is what, if you don't have the proper equipment, and I pay North Carolina taxes, you need to call North Carolina DOI and tell them you need proper equipment so you could be able to look at these plans. Because if I don't have proper equipment to take care of my patients, I call my partners or I'm going to call that manager.
Yes.
And it's just playing after, it's just that it's played out. I'm tired. I really am. And it's like you can't get no support here. And like the mayor had told me that he was going to get a gentleman to where his office was across the street, that he was going to have him to go over and ask the gentleman who was his architect and to come over there and give me that person's name, which I had already went and did my homework. But when you work for the public, that is, I think that some people has got comfortable and they don't realize when you work for the public and you voted in those positions, and if someone asks you to do something, or if you give someone your word, it's always best to do a follow-up.
Yes.
Because sometimes you follow up and you just say, hey, is everything okay? You know, did that person get back with you? When you don't do that follow-up, that's another little notch on you. And and that's where it comes down, doing business. To me, I'm about business. If Denise tell you that she gonna do something, trust me, Denise is gonna be there. If Denise can't be there, Denise gonna say, you know what? I can't be there at such and such time. Can I meet you at another time? But as the reason why I feel like this is what I want everybody to do. Reality. I would like for everybody to get involved. If you have ever purchased, leased a commercial building, and you fix that building up apart, and that inspector kept on you, and you end up losing it, I think it's time for everybody to shut this down. For real. Because we need to start making complaints to the state.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Do these people have true certifications in doing this? And still it been a personal, because people like me, I feel like it's a personal attack. And still it been about safety or business, because that floor upstairs is a solid floor. And I have people told them.
Are you there now?
I am.
Are you there at the place now? Wow. Could you show us a look around? Can we walk around? Can you show us?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure you follow Upper Class 20 on Instagram.
Okay, now, this is the lingerie store.
All right. Yes. Oh wow, this is big. Ooh, look at all the things. What are the sizes for your lingerie? From
I take extra small to 6X. And we also do
okay.
measurements to make sure we get you the proper sizes. We do have things in here for the men as well.
Okay.
But because the men been coming at us and you always looking out for the women, so you got to look out for us. We
Yes,
also
yes.
have a little small area for adult toys as well. We have this
Okay.
little area.
All right.
And we also teach pole dancing classes here.
Oh wow. Go Denise. Looking younger.
I
Yeah.
know
I
that.
don't need to go upstairs.
So I'm gonna take you upstairs so you can
Yeah.
basically see
Okay.
how it is. I mean, that's
Yes.
just like when they said the floor wasn't right. I said, okay, well, are you going to shut down all three businesses? Because really, what's up under the event space is the furniture store,
Okay.
skateboard shop.
Right. Yeah, basically whoever built the building pretty much built everything pretty much.
It's structured.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, guys. I love a tour. I love a tour.
Yeah.
I love a tour. All right. All right. Upstairs.
Okay,
Oh,
this is
this is
upstairs.
beautiful. Yes.
And you see how it has a
Oh, you put the
color.
work.
That's my favorite
Yes.
color. So I got the girly color in
Okay.
here. We just basically stopped doing some of the upkeep and stuff, like putting the chairs and stuff in here, because
Mhm.
once they stopped, that was it. I couldn't move
Yeah.
anymore.
Okay. Is that another opening over there right past
Yeah.
your left? I think it is. Oh my goodness. If I don't come down there and have me a birthday party right there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
This is humongous.
do you see the floor?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, how could that be not workable, livable? I mean, why would they even rent it out? Like, they should have fought at the landlord before they even
And
leased
this
it
is
to
my
you.
thing. I'm like, would my landlord would have leased me a space knowing that it wasn't up to par? At this
Right.
time, like I had explained to my landlord, I say, look, the inspector is saying for me to transition and switch, and he'll make it better. I said, but if we do that, I need you to change the lease to make the lease fit according to each area. So the
Yeah.
landlord has changed. He's already changed second floor to being a merchant and a retail, and the downstairs and being a event center. But everybody likes this upstairs.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, now I've seen it. Like, I don't even want you to switch anymore. Like, there's no switching. You can't do it. Like, no. We're going to fight whatever we need to do to help fight this. We just got to go to Lowe's.
And you can look downstairs into the furniture store.
Yeah.
The furniture store, they don't have any complaints, because the most people that I've had up here has been about 40 people, because we don't want it to be crowded. So we have had about 40 people.
Wow.
I had
wow.
I did have some young guys, the young guys that do like showcases because they don't have anywhere to go. So I did have a couple young guys that, they in their 20s, they want to put their music out there. And I did let them come up here. We had no issues or no problems, because I feel like what you're trying to do, they'll come in to respect you, because I'm about
absolutely.
So no one has ever came up in here and tore the place up. They've always been respectful. But I'm just disgusted right now. I really am.
Yeah.
It's like I'm constantly paying out something, and now I'm about to pay for another plan downstairs. You know,
Yes. Yes.
this inspector and fire marshal, they had
Oh, we gotta break it up a little bit. Everybody, stay right there. Oh, your phone was kind of losing signal. Hold on, guys. It's gonna get back into signal.
okay.
There we go. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah, we had lost you for a second.
Okay.
But yeah, so now today, what is the status today on the building?
Today I'm still not operating.
So not operating. But are you able to operate the lingerie business?
Yes, I can operate the lingerie business.
Okay. So we need to work on getting that floor fit, getting the inspection, getting everything squared away with them, all the people, the different people.
Okay,
wow.
But the floor is not the issue now. The issue is the floor is okay now. It's the fire sprinkler system now.
Now the fire sprinkler. Okay. Wow.
Now, now he's saying I must have a fire sprinkler system upstairs. It's no longer the floor. It's the fire sprinkler system.
Fire sprinkler system.
Yeah.
Wow. And now would that go onto the landlord?
It's supposed to be because it's the landlord business, but it's so much I done heard. My thing of it is, when did you adopt the fire sprinkler system? Nobody. When I tell you no one on this main street had no fire sprinkler system.
Wow.
I have
in all the businesses.
Let me tell you, I'm pretty smart about this thing. I ain't gonna tell you how I know. I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna go walk in and just, check out the furniture place. You would think the furniture place will have some, because what if something was to happen and it burns all that furniture? That's more smoke than people burning.
You would think, North Carolina is stickler on this thing, because I have had a friend from Richmond County. He's retired now, and he has educated me. That's why I'm comfortable with inspection as well too. He has educated me about fires, especially like clubs, because he told me years ago it was a big fire in Texas at a nightclub, and some people had got hurt. So that's what all of this is about. So I understand, but if you have an old building, which was built in 1930, and you asking for a fire sprinkler system, it's on Main Street, and you got the city fire hydrant and across from the building. And I don't know. I just need someone with education a little bit to explain it.
On that, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. I want you to give your information where people can contact you, even if you give out your email, or even inbox upperclass20 on Instagram, just in case any listeners have any information they can give, for you. And also, is there anything that you would want the people to do?
I want people to help me put pressure on Lexington.
Yes.
I want them to put pressure, because I want to understand. I really want to understand, how is it that inspectors been in my building, our building?
Yes.
And it's truly documented.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know inspections maybe once or twice a year, fire marshals come out, maybe the pet inspector, different ones, but
6.
Wow.
And then the initial say, I act the shooter? Come on now. And do you know how big this town is for
Wow. One thing I'm going to say is don't give up. Don't back down.
I'm not.
Even if, because that place is beautiful. And if you've been at it this long and still not running and still haven't left, it's meant for you to be there. And, you know, some people might say, hey, there's something green on the other side. But I feel like it's an act of wanting to get you out of there. Because, like I said, you're 2 blocks from the police department and of color. Is there anyone else of color on the block running a business?
It is 2. But they either further down or further up.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just the only one in the center.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure they have had issues before. It's basically 4 main Afro-American business here. You have one is a seafood restaurant, then you have one is a soul food restaurant, and then you have a furniture store that's further down. And then, of course, you have the lingerie store. So basically, we are, as far as I know, unless someone else has is on Main Street, I don't know about. But we are the only 4 Afro-American, I would say, functional business. But of course, you have the funeral home and you have the hairdressers and the barbershop. You know,
right?
It's just breathtaking to be experiencing something like this in the year of 2023, and people feel comfortable about it, you know.
Oh yeah.
Or they saying you can't. I had so many people tell me this too and it bothers. Oh, you can't do that. You can't. How do you get in Lexington and you're not from here to open up a business? It's simple. You present your paperwork, and if someone tell you that something is wrong with your paperwork, you stop them in their tracks and you ask them to explain to them what you need to do to bring your paperwork up to par.
Absolutely.
I just I want to put everyone come together and we put pressure, and I mean pressure. Just like they put pressure on me, I want that pressure to be 10 times more than what they put that pressure on me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because right now, I'm done talking. I'm not even responding when the last email I got with Miss Lord, you know, you don't have the plans with the fire sprinkler system in there. I'm no longer talking no more. I'm no longer. I'm done with that because I already know you're not treating me fairly as a Black woman. I already know that.
Well, we're gonna, as much as we can help. I mean, we're gonna put our foot on their neck.
That's, you know, you took words out of my mouth.
Yes, I'm telling you, you're smart.
I won't use that, but
I know.
That's exact.
I think it's right,
Lord. You know, as people of color, we have to stick together. I mean, we did have one, like I said, we did have one person that was in the city, which was Dr. Samara. She was the diverse inclusion young lady that we had there. I don't know what happened, but somehow or another she resigned. So I don't have a person that I can go and talk to really about this. But I don't think God don't put too much on me that what I can handle. I can handle this. This is a piece of cake. I can truly handle this, but what I have been through in life, I can truly handle this. This is nothing. What they can't handle is Denise. Because Denise ain't gonna give up.
Okay,
and,
absolutely.
You know, I have lost a child before, then 8 months later I lost both of my grandparents, and then after that I lost my other grandparents. Right now it's nothing. When I say nothing, it's nothing you can do to me. I done been in them dark places. I done been in the dirt. So whatever you do to me, you're gonna end up hurting yourself, because I'm not gonna back down.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I have reached out to everyone. Let me tell you, if something happened to me tonight, there's a paper trail. There's something sitting
Okay.
in somebody's email. There's a letter sitting in somebody's mailbox.
Mhm.
Everybody, when I said everybody that I know of power has a letter
Mhm.
with concerns
Yes.
with things going on over here in Lexington, because my civil rights is being violated. I've been discriminated. I have been harassed. And when you come in a building more than 4 times in one day, that's
Mhm.
harassment. That's considered harassment.
Absolutely.
When the city manager, when she stated that she told the fire marshal to say it was an active shooter, she admitted to that.
Wow.
So it's like a game. It's a joke to
Mhm.
them. It's like they in a circus, but I'm in
Mhm.
real life.
Yeah, I had even I called down to the courthouse first. Then I called to City Hall. And just to hear the sound of their voice kind of reminds me of my hometown a little bit. I'm from Montgomery, Texas. I'm 45 miles northwest of Houston. So, we have that one red light. Like when you come to Montgomery, like it's better for you to get out your car and walk down the highway versus drive your car. So they gave me that feel. So I can imagine what you're actually really going through being there every day.
Yes.
It's crazy. So I know one thing for sure. I would definitely reach out to. I'm glad you reached out to me so I can share the story from my end, all the way from Houston. But I also would definitely reach out to the newspaper there. I would call, I would email them with your story, and just constantly, even me, I would send a letter to them. Whatever it is we could do, I am willing to do it to help you, because I feel just like Lady Luck said, stay focused. God has your business, and you there for a reason. So the reason is for change,
Yes.
and it's time for a change. It's definitely time for a change.
Yes. Yes.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's been time for a change. And
Absolutely.
the citizen, our people, the citizens of Lexington, there you have some of them that say they don't come downtown because downtown was never anything for them to do, so they never really came downtown. They need to make
Wow.
it a business to come downtown, because I need a business down here. I need
Yes.
another Black business down here. And that's even
Yes.
like
Yes.
I had told Mr. Thomas one time. I'm not going to close even if I have to put 5 ladies up there that look like me to start a business. I'm going to do it. Because I'm not going anywhere. Because I'm pretty
Absolutely.
sure it's at least 5 women that need assistance in starting a business. And I'm willing to do that. But
Absolutely.
I want my event center.
Yes. Well, that's a must. That's a must. I can't wait for the re-grand opening, we're going to call it. Absolutely. I just want to, before I go, I definitely want you to give your information for the listeners where they can contact you via email or through Instagram.
Okay. It's
Or
Upper Class Lingerie. The LLC is Upper Class Nightlife LLC. We're located at 109 South Main Street, Lexington, North Carolina. The telephone number is 844-802-8034. Again, the number is 844-802-8034. My email address is upperclassnightlife@gmail.com.
Yes.
I think that's basically it.
Okay.
But
well, thank you so much.
I think too that we also need to express to other brothers and sisters that if they have ever experienced anything that I have went through, I think you should go a further, take it to a further,
Absolutely.
Because like I said, I have seen so many brothers on my end. I have seen them go and they lease a building, they put money in it, they get the architect, or they just continue with the construction work. Next thing you know, all the money has been wasteful and they leave the building. So I think it's time for us. We need our people to start, or we need to start buying commercial buildings. Or either what we need to start doing is sticking to our guns. And
you know what?
If
you just gave me a deja vu.
Huh?
Yes.
If these
I just had like a
inspectors are
deja
wrong,
vu.
we need to take
Mm-hmm.
these inspectors to the North Carolina DOI and maybe ask
That's
for
right.
investigation, because it needs to be a change. You're not appointed to determine whether or not if a person can do business or not. You are to make sure the place of business is safe. But you also have to use the same universal treatment that you have used for everyone else, for everyone. You can't just pick and choose.
That's right.
You know, you have to do it for
That's right.
everyone.
That's right. Yes. But you keep on fighting, and I'm going to keep on fighting with you. I am going to work on some stuff and send you probably by the end of next week, hopefully before the end of next week. And I just appreciate you and thank you for sharing your story with me. It's not over. I know you're not going to give up. And shout out to everybody that tuned in. I really appreciate you, Denise.
Thank you so much. Much
Thank you.
love.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming to Spotlight Radio Show. And we will talk again.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Have
All
a
right.
good night.
You too. Thank you.
you.
All right, everyone. Thanks, everybody, for joining Spotlight Radio Show. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Tessa_Allen. Be sure to follow Upper Class 20 on Instagram. If you have any information that you can give to her, any information that you can call down there with to Lexington, please call. Let's get this situation handled. I want to come up there to that ballroom. I've never been to Lexington. I've never been to North or South Carolina, but I would love to go to that event when she opens.